that's my main too. So for me though, just the storytelling, especially with the new 52 of DC, I enjoyed a bit more than I did anything that Marvel was even nearly putting out. And then Marvel has so many. What
I
am
I,
I looking
I know this. I know this is going. uh,
It's like they have so many events and they revamp everything so quickly. It's like I don't want to invest my time into it. Does that
Mm-hmm.
make sense? Because we're already going into a whole nother new revamp in 2 months.
yeah, post Secret
Which
Wars.
which I am excited for. Don't
They
get me wrong, because
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually interested in a lot of comics that are coming out from Marvel
Mm-hmm.
in that new revamp. But that's my point. It's just like too many revamps
yeah they
of
uh
everything.
they redid the Secret Wars event that happened in the 80s.
Oh, the one that the Micronauts were even in, right?
Yes, but they were not in this one. But this Secret Wars was kind of a. It was Secret Wars, but it was different Secret Wars.
Okay.
It became
Mhm.
Battle
It was,
Planet.
it was with the X-Men. It had
The Avengers,
X-Men,
yeah.
Spider-Man. Yeah.
I mean, this Secret Wars affected every current title that they had. It affected every current title. There was crossover event for every one of them.
Wow.
So
Now, I remember the crossover between DC and Marvel when
Yeah.
they did it a couple.
now the only problem with the Secret Wars crossover event that they did was you had to read almost. There was like I think 10 comics that you had to read and be current
To understand.
with the crossover comic included to understand what everything was going on. And for some people, that's expensive.
Yeah, I would say.
I mean, it gets
I
expensive.
mean, how much are comic books these days? What, $4?
Marvels are
$5
like
a piece?
$4.99 an issue. DC is between $4.99 and $5.99. Batman's
Three.
$5.99.
Let's see. When I was reading
$3.99
comics,
too.
they
Yeah.
went from 50 to 75 cents, and I thought that was a jump.
But now, I
The
mean,
cheapest comic you can get is either digital or image, really.
Image comics are pretty cheap. Which Image is on the up and up now. I think we will see Image start to.
So many good stuff out
God,
there.
yeah. If you, I know you said you haven't been in comics lately. Image is more independent. Their stuff doesn't cross over. They're all
They've
their
been around
artists.
for a while, though, haven't they?
They've been around for a while.
Yeah.
But none of their stuff crosses. Everything is its own entity. All their series is kind of stays to themselves.
Own story.
Yeah, and I think it'd be awesome if we got a movie from an Image comic,
Oh,
Or-
you will. So I'm pretty positive you're going to.
or like a TV show from
Now,
an Image comic.
Is Image the one that did Shazam, and which one did Shazam come from? Because it wasn't DC originally.
You talking about the kid?
Captain Marvel.
Oh,
Yeah, where did he come from? No, it wasn't. In,
He was from another
wasn't
comic book, but
Image.
he's in DC's comics in some fashion.
Yeah.
well,
yeah,
DC has the rights to him now.
Okay.
DC definitely
Yeah.
has the rights to him now.
because Image has only been around since the '90s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they came out, they brought out like Spawn and Savage Dragon and Wildcats, stuff like that. Now they've went to more just like straight up stories, like crime story. Well, they have everything,
Yeah.
but like crime story, like the biggest sellers are like the crime stories, and then Saga.
Saga's
which
a big
By the
seller.
way, guess what? I'm way ahead of you on Saga already.
I got to get caught back
read-
up on that.
I've read 3 volumes, and I'm about to read issue 19.
Now, speaking of reading comics, how do you guys do your comics now? Because I know that most of them are available now also on the iPad and digital format,
well,
too.
we have access to a website called Scribe, which is a Netflix of books.
Okay.
And they have they have like 10,000 comic titles on there.
Oh, wow.
We have account for that. We also have account for Marvel Unlimited, which gives us access to almost all of their comic books that are not current.
Okay.
And then I buy trades. Image doesn't have a thing like that yet. Comixology, who's owned by Amazon, they're about to start their own little Netflix of comic kind of thing. So when they start their thing, I'm probably going to subscribe to that. But I always do paper. I still buy paper comics. I mostly do in trade unless it's just something that I have to have once a month. Cody, you do yours digital, right?
I've been doing mine digital after I just could not afford. I mean, I got a lot of single issues because I buy everything single issue.
Mm-hmm.
Like I read some trades, but it's something that's already been completed or something that they're trying to turn me on to.
Right.
But like the comics that I'm very invested in, I bought single issues. Like I have all but two of the Batman New 52 issues,
Mm-hmm.
which is once I look back at it, was a lot of money I blew. Um, but yeah, like if I do buy comics, I usually buy them by single issue or do digital. I don't do trades though because I have to read mine right then.
Okay.
Like I have to read it like that week. I got to know what's going on with what I'm reading.
Right.
Yeah, and I got Cody started on Saga, which is a phenomenal comic book.
Yeah,
It's by Cody. You probably have one. You probably can bring it up quicker than I can.
Oh, what's his name?
Brian?
I noticed
Was
Brian.
it-
Brian.
Well, Fiona Staples is the artist
Yes.
who does a lot for Marvel.
Brian Tavon, right?
Brian K. Vaughan.
Yeah, Kavon.
Brian K. Vaughan, who we talked about last week.
Yeah,
Didn't we?
because we did.
He has done, was it DC or Marvel he did? I mean, he's worked for both, and he did Boom Studios.
Yeah, he's tied in with Marvel now.
Yeah, he's tied in with Marvel. He's doing a lot of Marvel comic books. He's the writer for a lot of them.
And Saga's only 30 issues, by the way.
Yeah, I know. It's not very far out, but
And it's heavily influenced by Star Wars.
Oh, really?
heavily influenced. Oh,
But
yeah.
just imagine Star Wars with a super edge to it.
Yeah, more
Okay.
adult themed.
That's about what Saga is.
Well, I don't want to say it. I don't want to say adult themed. That's not the right.
Oh no!
I mean, it
it's
is. It is, but it's not like straight up.
It's not like a porn, no.
No.
But
It's more
like
sophisticated, I guess. Is right.
Yeah,
Well, it's got violence. It's got the sex. It's got a lot of language in it. I mean, like
Alcohol.
if Star Wars wanted to be rated R,
that's yeah. If Star Wars
Okay.
is rated R, that's
Okay.
this would be.
well, I don't know. I wasn't a super huge Star Wars fan, but I really do enjoy this.
Yeah, it's
So I mean, but that's the only thing you could compare it to. I would say.
yeah, it's a lot edgier than Star Wars, but it's cool. I mean, it's the first trade. I actually have the first trade at home because I bought it because I I converge with a lot of other comic book podcasts. I talk to them a lot, and one of the guys was like, "Dude, you need to go pick up Saga." So I was like, "Okay."
I've been hearing it for 2 years. I should read Saga, and then I found
They're only on issue 30, and it's been out for 2 years. So it's a very slowly written comic. But it's a very good comic. I enjoy it. I got to get the second one, so second volume. I do volumes. I can't do stories that are so long. I have to do trades because they're just so long.
Well, we could also, as far as Image, if you hadn't read a lot of Image, I mean, they got this book. They got a Manifest Destiny, which is amazing.
Yeah, I actually have volumes 1 and 2. If you're interested, it's about Lewis and Clark and their expedition into the West.
Oh, cool.
And there's kind of like a little sci-fi-ish thing to it. There's more than them
That's
just
interesting.
exploring the West.
Hey, I'm all about that. I was a history major, so.
So yeah, Cody, he might actually like this.
Definitely.
Cody's a lot far. I have volumes 1 and 2, which is 12 issues, but Cody is like
I'm current.
he's current with it. It's an ongoing comic right
Oh,
now.
cool. Okay.
So
Which,
But
if you read the first 2 volumes, you're only like 3 or 4 issues away
Yeah.
from being current. It's not like
it's not
not
super
like
far.
Saga. You know,
Okay.
you read the first 3
Yeah.
issues. I mean, I've read the first 3 volumes of Saga, and I still got 11 comics to go to catch up.
Yeah.
So, and then there's like other types of books with Image, like Southern Bastards, that I'm a big proponent of, and Nailbiter, which I'm also a big guy about. But they're more like Southern Bastards is like I guess it's not. I wouldn't compare it totally to Justified,
Right.
but it kind of has that feel to it
Right.
a little, a little like mixed with Walking Tall.
Right.
But it's amazing. It's amazingly done, and it's done by regional artists.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because they did a comic called oh man, Never mind, because I forgot the name of it. But I read the whole 10 volumes of it. Oh, Scouts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and another comic I wanted to bring up that I heard about recently that I plan on getting is it's called We Stand on Guard. Cody, did
Yes,
you hear
I
about
read
that?
that.
It's also
read
by
it.
Brian K. Vaughan.
Okay.
So
It's really good. It is really good, Charles. You'll like it.
okay, it's kind of a spin on the War of 1812. But it involves Canada and us invading Canada, and it has like giant robots and all that kind of stuff. So, and another Image comic I recommend is Descenders. The first volume will come out this year in September, I do believe.
Yeah. What else do I read by? I read a lot.
another comic book company that me and Alfonso read a lot from, and I got Cody in on it, was Valiant.
Okay.
They're kind of in their revival period because they were around in the 80s and 90s, and they kind of fell off. But here recently,
Great runs.
yeah, they had They kind of entered a revival stage where they've brought back a lot of their comics. They have a lot of good runs. Bloodshot's great.
That's my favorite.
Exo Man of War.
Haven't read that.
Ninjak, which is like a British ninja. Who else? Archer and Armstrong.
Unity, which is like
their
like the
version of
basic-
Justice League.
Yeah, there you go.
Archer and Armstrong, Quantum and Woody, which is by far the funniest comic book I have ever read. It's about these two brothers. One's adopted, and their dad is killed by this corporation, and they go to try to investigate it. Well, they go to their dad's research lab and activate this machine. Well, now they have these abilities where they can shoot lasers or project force fields. Well, one can shoot lasers, the other one can project force fields. And it's just funny. And then there's this goat that has their father's mentality, where his brain got scanned like 20 years ago, and his brain got scanned into this goat. But it's their father's mentality from 20 years ago in the goat.
Oh, wow.
So, and the goat's a female, and it was pregnant. So, it's just like, that comic is just pure comedy gold from the get-go. And just so funny. And now Valiant, their comics do tie into their other comics.
Okay.
It is a universe, and they're all tied in together. But their crossover events aren't, like, huge. I think they've had Armor Hunters and Harbingers, Armor Hunters and Harbinger Wars, and I think maybe one more crossover, and that's all they've had. They haven't had anything else. And you don't necessarily have to read the crossover comics to read the event.
Okay.
You can if you want some more details about the event, but you can read just the event comics.
Okay.
Yeah. Dead Drop is almost about to finish. That's another one they did. I'm almost done with that.
Dead Drop finish. They've only got
it's only 4 comics.
Oh, really?
I didn't know that either until this last one that said 3 or 4.
That's another one they just started. Oh, the Book of Death came out last week.
I read it.
Oh, Book of Death is their next
I don't want to
crossover
play
event, and what it is the comic book tells you how all their quote unquote I don't want to really call them superheroes, but all their heroes die. It shows you how they all die.
Okay.
But then the Book of Death, it's primarily about this character called the Eternal Warrior who has his own run, and this Geomancer who actually has the Book of Death in her person.
And the other heroes are trying to get her.
Right, the other heroes are trying to get to her
Okay.
to prevent these things from happening. That's from what I understand.
Well, the Book of Death, they're doing they do the Book of Death itself, which is only a few issues, but then they're also doing they're doing the one shots of it, how they actually the story of them dying.
Right.
Like they have a one shot of Bloodshot coming out next week, and then it's like
Ninjak too, right?
Is it Ninjak or is it Ninjak's in a couple weeks, I believe.
Yeah, that's the one I'm interested in. But Valiant's another great comic book company to get into. They're in a revival stage, which 2 of their comic runs have got movies announced.
Oh, wow.
Was it Fox that picked up the movies, or was it Sony?
I'm not sure I thought y'all told me Sony did.
Maybe it was Sony. Sony, I think, is the one that picked them up. But their Bloodshot run,
Mm-hmm.
he's going to get 2 movies.
Hmm.
And then their Harbingers, which is like... do you remember the Runaways from Marvel?
No.
The Runaways is kind of like superpowered kids of evil villains.
Okay.
Harbinger is about superpowered kids. Not necessarily, they're not from evil villains, but they're kids with abilities. And so the Harbingers is getting 2 movies, and then there are 5 movies in total. Excuse me. The 5th movie is going to be a crossover event between Bloodshot and Harbinger.
Okay.
Because Bloodshot actually is one comic that crosses almost all of their comics.
Okay.
Because it starts off with Bloodshot, then it goes into Bloodshot Hardcorps, then Bloodshot Harbinger, and then Bloodshot crosses over into like the different avenues, the different universes.
Mm-hmm.
And then now they just started Bloodshot Reborn, which takes place after some big things that events happened to him that made him lose his particular ability that he has.
Okay.
So, but I definitely recommend picking up if you do digital. You can do them digitally, I think. Yeah, they have them on. You can get them digitally.
Yeah.
On your phone, whatever.
Yeah, Valiant's a great comic book company. Their comics are cheap.
Mm-hmm.
They're good. They're well written, well inked. And a lot of the artists that are on Valiant now were the old school Marvel artists and writers. They've moved to Valiant.
Huh.
So you're gonna see some resemblances to the Marvel universe in Valiant.
Yeah, you really do. Like, it's like, to me, it feels like Marvel done right. No
Yeah.
offense.
Well, you got to think they don't have all the heroes that Marvel has in the crossover events and all this gigantic universe. Their universe is still really small.
Mm-hmm.
Which I enjoy.
Yeah, I mean that's what makes it so much easier to read. They don't have like a ridiculous amount of runs.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's a great comic book company. They're actually the owner of Borderlands in Greenville is friends with a couple of the people that work at Valiant, so they get a lot of Valiant exclusives. So, I definitely run by there and talk to those guys about them. They're a great company, great series, not terribly expensive, but I mean that's pretty much. I mean, that's the comics that we are into.
Yeah. It's funny talking about revamps and bringing back other old companies and stuff like that. I even saw the other day that Archie has been giving a huge makeover now too.
Yeah, and I'm a little ticked off about that because the way they went about it.
Really?
They tried to kickstart it.
Mm-hmm.
They did a Kickstarter for Archie.
Mm-hmm.
Why this company
really updated it and everything else? I read it in Entertainment Weekly
and Archie's also signing a contract with Target to put comic book vending machines in Targets.
Interesting.
They're sampling it in certain cities, and then it'll be pushed to every Target.
Interesting.
So it's only going to be certain ones. I know like all the Archie runs are going to be in it. Mm-hmm. All the new Archie runs are going to be in it, and then
I guess
there's going to be something
Betty
else.
And Veronica and all the other ones too. So
yeah. But they recently, like the past 2-3 years, they've had some Archie comics come out, like Archie Afterlife, Archie versus Predator.
Archie versus Predator.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
And I mean,
well, come on, it is Archie.
but they've had like different
Archie Schwarzenegger.
That would be so great. But they've had like different crossover events. I mean, they've had some Archie events. But yeah, I mean, I just don't think that company Archie Comics should have done a Kickstarter. Mm-hmm. I mean, you're gonna have to put all this money into that, and they didn't actually they're not gonna give you anything. You're gonna put all this money into their Kickstarter, and then you're gonna still have to buy their comics.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, they should have gave them something for it.
Yeah,
but I understand them doing a Kickstarter for them because, I mean, when's the last time Archie was even relevant? When does anybody talk about Archie ever? Mm-hmm. Besides just now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I rarely run across the Archie Digest versions in the supermarket. Occasionally, I'll see them. Oh, they're still there, still around. I mean, but it's based on a character in the 50s, you know.
Yeah.
And so it's just.
And it stays that way.
And it does. It stays that way up until now. And but so I'm really curious. Maybe they're going to totally revamp it. And I don't know if the old Archie's completely gone, but it sounds like it.
Yeah. The first issue is out for the new series, and it's basically, from what I understand, it's about Archie and whoever he is dating breaks up, and then it's just that's kind of the story arc for the first. It's gonna be the first run. But
I mean, maybe they'll make it more edgy, and
I'm thinking it's going to be more. I think they rewrote it in a modern day, like our time period. Like that's everything that's in that comic is our time period. So, but they say, I was listening to somebody talk about it, and they said that they still kind of use the old 50s lingo in it.
Oh, okay.
So
that'd be clever though.
I mean, play respect to your old stuff, but. I don't think the Archie comics is gonna bring me in. I just don't think it's gonna attract me like it has other people.
Well, Archie appealed to a certain age group,
Yeah.
And that age group has changed over time. So maybe this will, bring back, that people in that age group who don't really care about Archie comics anymore. And now maybe they will. But it's kind of like Richie Rich. I don't think even Richie Rich is even out anymore. They've even publish that anymore.
No, they don't. I don't think they publish that anymore. But Netflix did a series for Richie Rich.
Okay,
they picked it up.
I saw that.
That's one of those things that'll never go away. They'll, people here and there will pick something up old school and redo it and just kind of keep the name going. I mean, Richie Rich has been around. Richie Rich has been around since the 50s or the 60s.
I think it's probably the 60s. Yeah,
because I mean, they had a cartoon in the
late 70s,
late 70s was that cartoon? Okay,
yeah.
I've seen the cartoon.
I just watched the old Casper cartoons too.
Now those were
Scooby Doo's still around. They still have Scooby Doo. DC now owns Scooby Doo, I guess.
Do they really?
Yep.
Well, that would make sense. Because I've seen some DC heroes cross over into the cartoon series. So.
Oh, and Scooby Doo, Batman and Robin, the Adam West version,
and Jonah Hex too, I think.
Yeah, Jonah Hex was in Scooby Doo.
So, and Jonah Hex has been in some of the Justice League ones too.
Yep. He was in Unlimited, the TV series they had for Justice League Unlimited. He was in that one a few times. But I just I feel like comic books are becoming more and more of a household thing now. Like it's becoming more and more socially acceptable again.
It's all about the movies.
It really is.
The movies have really done them a good justice to get people back into that kind of stuff. Oh, where did this come from? Well, then, a lot of the parents or kids who've seen the movies are, oh yeah, this used to be a comic book, that I used to read when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Or even TV shows to a same extent. Because look at The Walking Dead.
God Almighty, that show has. I actually attribute a lot of the revival in comic books because of that show.
Yeah. Well, as far as the non-superhero comics, definitely.
Well, yeah, because, I mean, who's Walking Dead by? Image, right? No.
I think they have them now. Yeah, Image does The Walking Dead now. I believe. I'm pretty positive. Yeah, Image.
Is it Image?
It's Image comic. Now. I don't think it always was. I don't know.
Okay, so yeah, Image does have it. But, I mean, I attribute a lot of the independent comics coming to us from the Walking Dead show. Because, I mean, you think about it, no one really knew there was a Walking Dead comic.
Right.
And the Walking Dead, they couldn't have timed that more perfectly because the zombie craze was coming out then. That's when everybody was getting into the whole zombies, is when they brought the Walking Dead out. And that fueled that fire just a little bit more. So, but I really the comic book industry has gained some more foothold. It's not falling apart like, I thought it was going to years ago. Because, I mean, there were a lot more comic book shops than there are now.
Yeah, it's hard to find a comic book shop in a lot of towns these
Yeah.
days. I mean, and a lot of newsstands don't even carry comic books anymore. I would assume. I mean, this is how my girlfriend does it. Gets the Scooby Doo comics for her son. Is she has a subscription.
Yeah.
That she gets, and comes in the mail. And now with all the digital versions, I guess a lot of kids are reading them on iPads and things like that too.
A lot of people buy the trades because, like, you can go to Barnes and Noble and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You can get trades.
Now, what do you mean by trades?
Like, it's like a bunch of comics into a collection that's put in one volume, and that's how a lot of people read The Walking Dead. Actually, because all the early issues were low print.
Can you even buy Walking Dead in single issue anymore?
Yeah.
I thought they released it as trade now. Like, it's not even single issue.
No.
Now, are these the soft cover ones, or are you talking about the hard?
Yeah,
cover
they're
ones
I don't even have a trade on me. But it's like a hard it's not hardback.
Some are hardback.
Some are hardback. But they're like a heavy stock paper.
Okay, because I know they used to do like a Green Lantern they had in the '80s in a similar. It was
compiled.
It was not. Yeah, it was wasn't paper. It wasn't stapled together. It was actually a nice what they call it, paperback version.
Yeah.
Of it.
Yeah, that's what trades are. Trades are usually somewhere between 4 to 6 issues.
Okay.
And it's like volume 1 will be like 1 through 4, 1 through 6.
Okay.
Volume 2 will be wherever it picked up plus that many more.
Mm-hmm.
So, and a lot of more people are getting into trades than singles because it's just cheaper. It's cheaper just to buy a trade than it is single. Because trades average price from $9.99 to $19 depending on who publishes it. So
okay.
And what it is.
Image is great for that because they try to tag you in because most of their first volume trades are $9.99.
Oh, okay.
And then volume 2 is $13 or $14.99.
Oh, okay. So they try to suck you in.
Yeah. And I mean, and most of the time
kind of a bait and switch kind of thing.
But I mean, it works because you want to get into a comic book series, so why not make it cheap for them to get into it?
See, I'd love to start reading the X-Men again and that kind of stuff. So
holy moly.
Which they have them in trades.
Yeah, they have the X-Men in trade. Uncanny was, or which one did Alfonso have?
Uncanny.
Was it Uncanny?
No. Was it the new X-Men?
No, I thought he had Uncanny.
I thought it was the new X. No, maybe it was Uncanny. He wrote a whole blog about it.
Yeah, he did. He wrote an entire blog about the first volume.
Oh wow.
It was the first. Oh no, he's got all of them. Never mind, he's got all of the Uncanny from the first run, which they're bringing back.
So the Uncanny X-Men, they're calling it the Uncanny X-Men again? Okay.
No, they have a couple of X-Men.
Okay.
Yeah, there's the new revival. The
original one was called the Uncanny X-Men.
And then they did another. No, okay. The one he has was the first Uncanny X-Men. Now they're redoing the Uncanny X-Men again.
And they got the Extraordinary coming back.
They got the Extraordinary coming back. But they have like 3 or 4 X-Men runs.
Okay.
Wolverine is getting the Old Man Logan series. And then X-23, who is the new Wolverine, who is the clone of him, the female clone. She's the new Wolverine.
Interesting.
Because
when I was
reading, her origin was really good.
Yeah.
When I was reading X-Men, it was back when Kitty Pryde and Colossus were just coming into the X-Men, and what was the Rogue was involved in the whole Rogue thing.
Yeah, they're still here. There's speculation that Kitty Pryde will be the next Star-Lord though in the comic series, because in the most recent end of the Guardians of the Galaxy, Peter Quill and her got engaged and they're gonna get married. So then there's a female Star-Lord in the new series. So we might see a Kitty Pryde as the Star-Lord. So I don't know exactly what I don't know exactly what we'll see, but there's speculation that she's the next Star-Lord. So but we are gonna probably call it there. I want to thank everybody that listened today. I just want to say this has been a live recording that will be posted to the podcast feed later. So if you are questioning why you can't see certain things or why you don't understand some certain situations, that is because we did this live and we will be posting it for people to listen to later on. So, but I've had a lot of fun hanging out here at the Mad Vapor today.
And thank you for including us in that. I really enjoyed talking with you guys and reminiscing about some of the stuff. And now I've kind of rekindled my interest into getting back into comic books and stuff too. So.
Now is the time to do it post these big events because they're starting fresh.
Mm-hmm.
So now
so you get a fresh look to everything. As
Yeah.
far as the big two, yeah.
Yeah, the big two are starting fresh. So.
Yeah.
But it's definitely going to be an interesting universe with these two comic book companies starting over again. So.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess they have to do it every so often just to kind of keep people in.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't replay the same story over and over and over again.
No, there's only so much you can do with character the way he is static in the
Right.
the universe that he's in at that given moment. Yeah.
But Cody, you got any closing words? What you're going to be reading this week?
Oh no, I appreciate you taking a trip out there to do this great interview.
Yeah,
and we really do appreciate you joining on with us and explaining the whole vape concept and reminiscing comics with us and TV shows.
Yep, that was my pleasure. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, anytime you want to come on a Saturday with us, this general time we podcast every Saturday. So if you want to come in and talk with us, maybe if you pick up some comics, you want to come on and talk about them, just let me know.
Yeah.
We're always welcome to some people joining on and coming and talking with us. So. But it has been fun. Do you want to let them know where you're located?
Yeah, the Mad Vapor is located in Malden, South Carolina. We're at 105A East Butler Road in Malden. And we've got pretty much anything that you need for your vaping needs in terms of hardware and juices. Carry 10 premium lines here and also have all the different things that you'll need for consumables such as coils and wire and wicking and all that stuff too. So we invite people to come out and check us out, and if you're currently smoking and you want to give up the habit and be a little bit more healthy, definitely come in and see us and we can set you in the right direction. Do it all based on your budget and what your needs are going to be.
All right, guys. Well, you heard it here. And we will see you later this week. Maybe this week we'll actually have beatdowns on time this week.
That wasn't my fault.
I know. Alfonso told me about it.
I was ready. 3 days in a row.
Alfonso told me. He told me there was an issue with this problem. And
yeah. Speaking of that, we have a super long one for people to listen to that's up on there now.
Yeah, we're. I'm actually looking into fixing that for him. So.
Okay. Cool.
All right, guys. Well, it's been fun. I will see you guys later. I will be back next Friday with my video game podcast on Twitch again. And Cody will be back, hopefully, on Wednesday.
So, hopefully.
But we will talk to you guys very, very soon. Look for us on Twitter. Do you actually have a Twitter for the store?
No, I don't, but I do have a Facebook page, and I post all the store specials and new things going on at the store on the Mad Vapor Facebook page.
Okay. All right. Well, guys, just look them up on Facebook, the Mad Vapor, and we will talk to you soon. See you guys.
All right. Bye, guys.